Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about a very fun way to learn how to cook. Nowadays, it seems as though there are YouTube videos for pretty much any recipe out there. And if you go to a person and you tell them, I don't know how to cook, they're going to look at you shocked. They're going to be like, well, come on, there's a YouTube video for whatever meal that you want. What's wrong with you? Don't you have any desire to learn how to cook? And that's when you think. You're like, actually, I don't have any desire to learn how to cook because, I could just eat out. Most people do not have a problem with cooking. They have a problem with cleaning. So you, the person who lacks desire in cooking, are like, and when I eat out, I don't have to clean up anything afterwards. I just throw away the packaging and that's it. So why bother to learn how to cook? I guarantee though, your perspective is eventually going to change because I was like that last year. For a long period, I liked to cook, then I hated to cook. Especially when I became busier, the idea of cooking just pissed me off. And I was team fast food. But in the beginning of this year, what happened was I was just getting tired of the long wait times. I was getting tired of the skimped portions. I was getting tired of the increase in prices. And I came back to cooking. And that's when this person who was initially like, well, there's a YouTube video for whatever meal you want, their message started to echo louder in my mind. So I followed their advice. Yeah, let me find a YouTube video for the meal that I want. I found a YouTube video, and here's what I noticed. The person in the YouTube video has like 50 different ingredients, cutting up bell peppers, onions, cabbages, all this stuff, cleaning, and just mixing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, come on, man. This is way too much. I don't want to pick up another job. And someone may be like, okay, well, why don't you just do meal prepping? Just one day out of the week. I've tried meal prepping. Every now and then I still fall back into it. But there's problems with meal prepping too, where sometimes it's difficult for me to build that motivation to cook in bulk in one day out of the week. And other times, it's like on day number 4, I'm like, oh man, I'm like reheating something from Sunday. I don't really vibe with this. So let's just take meal prepping out of the solution, okay? I'm watching this YouTube video again, and I'm getting pissed. I'm like, quit introducing so many different ingredients. And that's when I went rogue mode. I'm like, no, I'm not going to use a lot of these ingredients. I'm going to boil it down to 5 ingredients. That's it. Just 5 ingredients. So if I'm trying to make pasta, for example, I will get something like beef broth, pasta, cream cheese, Parmesan, and ground beef, if I didn't say ground beef. 5 ingredients. And seasoning, I don't count those as ingredients. And I will just use that. 5 ingredients. And in the beginning stages, when I tried to use 5 ingredients, I didn't know which 5 ingredients to use. But nowadays, that 5 ingredient pasta dish is so freaking amazing. And I love it. I don't have to buy 50 different items. I could just buy 5 items. And once I get a dish working, then I simply multiply by 3, 4, 5 if I want it to last me 3, 4, or 5 days. So the cheat code to learn how to cook is to create rules for yourself. Okay? So nowadays, here are a couple of my rules. It has to hit 190 grams of protein for the day. It cannot exceed 2,700 calories. The meal cannot exceed $12. The meal has to have 5 to 6 ingredients max. With these 4 rules, cooking suddenly becomes fun. And by the way, it has to taste amazing. So 5 rules, 5 ingredient meal, can I do it? And suddenly I'm over here experimenting a lot. In the beginning stages, a lot of your dishes are going to be duds. It's going to be so bad that you take one bite and you're like, oh my God, this is awful. You throw it away. But later on, every now and then, with these rules, you're going to create a masterpiece. And once you have found your masterpiece, it's simply about multiplying it by 3, 4, 5 if you want it to last you 3, 4, or 5 days. Or you could just cook every day. It has to be easy to cook. So these are my rules. I'm not telling you throughout this video, hey, start eating dishes that only have 5 ingredients. All I'm trying to say is that when you introduce certain rules, that's when cooking goes from this chore to this fun thing to do. Because I guarantee you, there's going to come a certain point where you're getting a little bit tired of the fast food. The wait times are just feeling longer and longer, and the portion sizes are feeling smaller and smaller. In situations like that, you want to have at least 1 to 3 go-to dishes that you could bust out anytime in the kitchen, and you can surprise yourself. So if you enjoyed today's talk, go and drop that like for me right on below and add some rules to your cooking routine and spice up the kitchen. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I will catch you next time.